I think it's pretty good for France, at
Yeah.
least early on. You definitely have to do some damage
I th
um, in the early game. You got to keep the shrines under control and stuff like that. Otherwise, Japan will just snowball out of control.
hmm.
It's a pretty classic matchup, though.
Yeah.
This used to be like one of the go-to matchups back in the old fan patch days.
Huh. Yeah, I wasn't around for that. Or I was playing Treaty.
I actually wasn't really around for it either because I was playing on Mac. But a lot of the VODs I saw were from this matchup, and also I heard Zuda talk about it a lot whenever he was casting.
It's,
Hunts look mostly fair.
yeah.
I think France has one extra hunt, but it's Japan,
Yeah, it's not a huge
so
deal for Japan.
mines look totally fine. So I'd say this is probably fine.
Yeah.
If there's any civ other than Japan, maybe I'd suggest a repost on this.
Yeah.
But he's it's not like he doesn't have hunts near his base. He still has hunts that are pretty close. So
So it's a wood start. I assume that means France is gonna go for the trade post. And we'll see.
stagecoach is also definitely an option here.
So I heard that these guys have like a fairly even match history, apparently. Like MASTERdutch has beaten the other orgy, and he's beaten MASTERdutch in some other tournament.
Right, looks like they've actually played this matchup before in a previous tournament um, on Yukon. I'm not sure how that game went, but the series looks like it was pretty close, 2-1, with MASTERdutch barely scraping through with his Japan.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. I know Japan's like pretty much the only civ he really plays, so it like he might be at a severe disadvantage the next game where he can't play Japan. So all Orgy has to do is he has to beat Japan one time, and then it'll be really hard for MASTERdutch after that. I think. All right, gonna be finding 85 wood, Japan. That's always nice. So I kind of like Orgy's decision to go for this middle TP actually. I actually wouldn't have done it personally just because it's technically not first pass. I believe first pass is TP,
Yeah.
but it is going to give him some more vision on the map. So if MASTERdutch ever walks past that trading post, he'll know where he is in the map. He'll know if he's constructing shrines nearby and stuff like
That's
that.
true.
And it could also give him um, a little bit more presence on the TP line if he wants to go for stagecoach in early colonial. MASTERdutch isn't going to be able to grab one of those TPs as easily.
Yeah.
So
Looks like they're gonna trade wood treasures with MASTERdutch getting the 85 wood and then the 90 wood being taken here.
mm-hmm. And no three boats in deck for MASTERdutch this game. So we're going to be
Yeah.
seeing the standard heavenly kami build come through, which is totally fine on this map for sure.
Yeah, it's old. It's like kind of old school to just send Kami in every situation.
Mm-hmm. This map has plenty of hunts though to allow for it.
Yeah,
So
it's not too
lots of
bad, I think.
resources in base too. So if he's trapped in his base for a long time, it's not that big a deal. He's got 2 vines and 2 cherry orchards, so definitely gonna have a very strong early game of it. But his H type might suffer a little bit.
Looks like they went roughly even on the axe. Five versus 6, I think. And there's a stable treasure here, so I think both players are gonna
probably gonna be a little bit easier for France to grab.
Yeah.
Might wait till early colonial even to pick that up.
Yeah.
150 coin too. So map control would definitely help France a lot.
Yeah.
With those 2 treasures in the middle.
Those are some really nice treasures.
So it looks like Orgy's pathing back towards this trading post, maybe. I wonder if he's going to be going for stagecoach. He is chopping a lot of wood.
Yeah. And he hasn't built a market yet. Yeah, I think it is stagecoach. Can he reach that one? I think he can. I think he maybe should have gone for that one first. Or I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe could have gone for it first, but probably not going to be a super big deal. It doesn't look like MASTERdutch has any intention of contesting the TP line at the time, or at this time, so...
I think he built the Togashi with multiple vills because he's up early for Japan.
He did, yeah. I think he had 4 vills on it. It looks like you are dropping?
I am? What?
You're flashing on the drop window anyway.
So... It's so weird. Okay. I'm not dropping any frames, and I'm still connected on Discord, so that's just something that's just weird.
Can you see the typing?
Yeah, I can see the typing. Wait, what can we do to fix it though? This is not because of anything on my end. My internet is fine.
I'm not sure. Sometimes this just goes away after a while, right?
Yeah.
If it doesn't work out, what do we do, I guess? We can't really restart.
I'm not sure.
I could maybe screen share, but that'd be kind of awkward. We might have to just like sit out this one game if we have to. Let's try now and see if it's better. Oh, there we go. You're still in the game, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still in the game.
Why does this always happen? Oh. That's twice now that we've had unpauses before someone was ready. That's okay. I think he only missed a few seconds, and none of his bills right or anything, so it'll be fine.
I think the wall means he's not reading it properly. I think it's because I think he is gonna. The France player is gonna be a bit more greedy with the stagecoach.
Definitely playing a much slower style of matchup. And he might not even go for the 3rd trading post, it looks like. So maybe he's just grabbing the 2nd trading post to just expedite those shipments, and he's building a stable back here.
Yeah.
So not going to have a whole lot of pressure on those shrines either. So he could be going for some sort of like semi-FF style of build. Maybe he'll put on the pressure with some Valks in early Fortress or something.
Yeah, I think the stable means he's going Fortress, because if you're staying colonial a bit, wouldn't you want to start racks and like make 5 pikes or something to siege the shrines?
Especially knowing that there's a free stable on the map.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he's going to really be doing with these Hussars, though. Japan's a notoriously difficult civ to raid, with all their villagers like pretty much under the TC for most of the early game until their mines run out.
Yeah, and on top
And
of that, he's walling.
they're not super great at sieging either, especially for their cost.
Yeah. It's only
He
two
could
houses.
he could just be training a couple of them to kill the monks, I suppose.
I think that's what it is, because it's only two husses.
And he's pathing straight towards the monk that he's currently attacking with his native scout. But it's a little bit too late, maybe, because almost all of the hunts have already been shrined.
Yeah, he's on 170 pop if this shrines finishes.
$700 wood coming in. He might not even send 700 gold. Maybe he's just going to gather to age.
He sent 700 gold before, 700 wood.
Oh, so he sent 700 gold. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
So, yeah, I think you are right about the trade posts being just for XP, though, then. He's gonna age up.
Spotting out the walls now. Maybe seeing a few Ashy as well.
This build doesn't seem... It seems like a pretty good build to me. He gets 700 coin and 700 wood in, and he still has a shipment ready when he's up, and he aged fairly early at like 715.
The Hussars give him just enough presence on the map to know what MASTERdutch is up to and maybe keep the shrines under control a little bit. And maybe he'll decide to deal with the shrines a little bit more now that he's in Fortress. I wonder if he's going to go for an early 2 Falcons. Oh, he's actually dropping an artillery foundry.
Yeah.
Interesting. So going to be going for some heavy cannon play.
Yeah.
Which is definitely something you can do against Japan.
It might be pretty underrated against Japan. I think like the only problem would be the mobility of Japan's army. Like, if they choose to just ignore your army and go for raids or even a base trade, maybe then it can get a little dicey. And cut off reinforcements and things like that.
Just barely not going to see the Ashy. Might pick up 1 Coeur d'Ivoire here. It does have great coat, so maybe not. But going to be getting some idle time anyway, and
in addition to the
forcing those units to come back and defend.
This was 1,000 wood first for the France player, which makes sense. You need a lot of wood to spam cannons.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him send 1,000 gold next either.
Yeah.
And I kind of like this. He's going to be able to keep up a lot of pressure with those early cannons, and also sending all these crates in early Fortress he's gonna be able to convert those into experience as well. So he gets to convert every 100 resources into 20 XP, so you'll get even more shipments coming along with those 2 trading posts. So his mid-game timing probably will be right around the time that MASTERdutch needs to send additional cherry orchards. And we'll have to see if MASTERdutch actually has enough to hold that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 1,000 gold coming in. Eating the yaks as well.
It's a Colvin queue. It might... I guess it's just preemptive for the flaming arrows, because, like... With proper micro, 1 Colv will kill any amount of flaming arrows.
And if you look at MASTERdutch's deck, you can see that he is actually sending flaming arrows. So
oh yeah,
this is going to be a good response. Did he see the artillery foundry with his Ashy?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Did he? Okay, can't remember exactly where they died.
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure. Wait, I'm not sure, but I think he did. Yeah, I guess it's just 1 Colv, and then he's gonna just use the 1,000 gold to pump out units.
Well, Well, he'll probably add some falcons as the game progresses as well.
Yeah.
Just gonna be clearing out some of these shrines, the middle of the map here. He's actually gonna have to start hunting in the middle of the map soon. Maybe he's not gonna be clearing out either of these shrines on the left side of the map anytime soon, by the looks of things. So I like also how he's keeping that culverin back, like just hidden.
Yeah.
So MASTERdutch doesn't necessarily know if he's going for falcons or culves or what.
I mean, MASTERdutch probably thinks it's falcons. I think, like, if I saw a foundry as Japan, I would assume it's falcons, but looks like he's metagaming that a bit by turning a cove instead.
We'll have to see if one culve is enough, though. It looks like he probably is sending 2 flaming arrows again. Just looking at his deck, nothing else has been queued. And 4 flaming arrows might be enough to kill 1 culve with some some micro.
I think if the cove is microed properly, it's not.
Ooh, this flaming arrow's walking a little bit up. They wanted to get on the falcons, it looks like. Okay, 2 of them going down. But at the same time, like, does France even have enough units to fight off this army?
Yeah.
If like, can the cannons alone really?
He has to pull back his cove after this shot, though. He needed to pull back his cove. Oh.
They're both gonna be 15 HP on both flaming arrows. Gonna be just enough to pick off that falcon, looks like. No, it doesn't. Oh, he does actually have vision of it. That's brutal. But 20 more skirms coming. Well, almost 20 more skirms coming to reinforce. 12 skirms, I guess. 13. I can't math. We're replacing some of those shrines.
The France player is sitting on like 1,600 food right now, and he is a falcon queue, so.
And you know, with the flaming arrows on 15 HP, maybe 2 more falcons will be just enough to sort of break out of his base and deal with this army.
I liked the idea of what he was going for with like 1 cove to like kill the flaming arrows and then 2 falcons, but like I guess the execution could have been better.
It didn't feel like he had much of an army aside from the cannons.
That's true.
Maybe it's just the dragoons weren't super useful in this situation. Imagine if those were cuirassiers.
Yeah, that's true. I think he did make too many goons for the army that MASTERdutch was going for.
That's a huge loss right there.
Now it's 5 goons. Like, I think that needed to be 3 coos. The only bright side is that Japan has been sending only unit shipments, which means he's not getting the upgrade cards, which Japan benefits a lot from. Their units scale really well.
And his next shipment's going to have to be orchards, right? So if by some miracle, oh god, no, the goons.
Yeah, oh, that was brutal.
So losing a lot of goons there, and some Coeur d'Ivoire. If by some miracle France manages to hold this effectively, he could manage to do a lot of damage to Japan while Japan's sending those orchards and not necessarily getting his units any stronger or sending more unit shipments. But it looks like this might be the end of the game. Ashy finding the 23 Coeur d'Ivoire on this gold mine.
Yumi range and HP is in. They're just going to destroy these skirms. He has 5 coos in queue, but I think even if he cleans up this army, MASTERdutch has done enough damage, and he is like.
They come. Japan. Coeur d'Ivoire coming in from the back too. So it looks like he might actually be able to clean this up.
Need to relog
Well,
after this game. Because I have literally no sound. No game sound.
3 more cures coming from the town center.
Yeah, so he's gonna clean this up, but yeah, I don't think... it doesn't seem like a winnable situation to me. He's like targeting Vills
Definitely,
because he
definitely
knows.
hurting. He lost a lot of Cordoba. And 2 TCs going up in the middle of the map for MASTERdutch.
Yeah, MASTERdutch targeting those Vills with the last remnants of his army because he knew that he was going to lose the army, so he just decided to do as much eco damage as possible.
Mm. Two more cures coming out. I don't know if he has enough even to deal with these Ashy, sadly.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, he's
Yeah,
just
that's gonna be the game. 3 Raxes even for Japan back at home.
Yeah.
I liked the idea behind the build, but wasn't quite enough. I think almost the entire game too. He had his native scout on the left side of the map, just sort of sieging a shrine. If he'd been a little bit more active with that scout and he'd managed to see what kind of unit composition MASTERdutch was going for, maybe he could have altered his own unit composition a little bit more so
Yeah.
that he'd have a more effective early army. But we saw that the goons weren't very effective, and I think if those were cuirassiers or even just more skirms than goons, maybe that would have been a completely different game.
Yeah, and the advantage to having more curs there is they can like zone out the flaming arrows. Like the flaming arrows cannot move forward if there's like cav on the battlefield. So then it makes it easier for the Kolv to pick them off.
Mm-hmm. Either way, though, Japan is gone this game.
Yeah, that's true.
And looks like MASTERdutch is going to be going for Brit, the alternative to Japan that plays very similarly. And Brit Mirror.
Yeah, he immediately clicks into the mirror. I like that.
So this is going to be the hard one for MASTERdutch. I know he's definitely not as experienced with Brit as he is with Japan, and I wonder if Orgi has actually been preparing for this series. Like that build that he did in the first game did not necessarily seem like a build you would do every game.
Yeah.
And his eagerness to click into the British mirror too.
Yeah.
Sort of tells me that he might have been expecting it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you see someone click into something immediately as a countersive, then that probably means that they had like something planned.
So we'll have to see if he manages to beat MASTERdutch's Brit. He'll have one more opportunity to take down his Japan.
Yeah. Should Okay, it looks like the winner of this group faces Kaiser in the round of 32.
Have any other games been played in this group?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Let me take a look real quick. Which group is this?
I think, yeah, Group P.
Okay, it doesn't look like any games have been played quite yet. So MASTERdutch being up 1-0 in the series is looking to take an early lead in the group.
Yeah. Is
All right.
green favored hunt wise?
Oh, I haven't
Never
even
mind.
looked.
They both have 3, I think.
Um,
He has like 2 in this
yeah,
corner.
yeah. There's the top hunt
Yeah.
looks fine.
Yeah, yeah, it looks okay.
Yeah, it looks pretty fine.
Yeah.
So, I feel like whenever I play a Britmere, the age up time is super important. Um, and so I kind of like what MasterDutch is doing, where he's just foregoing the early market altogether, not gonna even gather up the coin crate. Um, just gonna drop the house right away and try to get that early age up time. Looks like Orgy's actually gonna do the same thing. He
Yeah.
did gather the coin crate though, so he's slightly behind in food. We'll see if that affects his age up time at all. But yeah, the age up time is super important in this matchup just because it allows you to get that map control. And map control on a map like Hudson Bay, where you don't necessarily have a lot of resources behind your base, aside from maybe that one extra hunt mine, is going to be really important.
So MasterDutch has just picked up 150 coin, and that's a very good treasure considering that it's only guarded by 3 wolves. So
Mm-hmm.
it'd be very nice for him.
And Steve Wood coming in for the green British player, and he's chopping some wood too. So I wonder if he's going to drop a second manor.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it. It could also be a market, but I'm not sure. I mean, he would already be building it, I guess.
And this kind of tells me that he's probably going to be aging later than MasterDutch if he's not careful.
He put the veil back on food at 137 and then put it back on wood because the manors are 140 food now, and he probably forgot about that. Like, I've done that before.
Right, yeah.
Gather
The little
145.
Brit nerf. I haven't played a whole lot of Brit since that nerf either. I'm sure I'd make the same mistake.
So it's Virginia Company for MasterDutch instead of 3
Oh,
veils.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's a very specific Brit build you can do on this map too, where you send Virginia Company and you get the Cree, the cheaper buildings. I wonder if he'd go for that.
I'm not sure. I'm not aware of this build.
Your manors end up costing like 60 wood or something, and then you get the free CDB on top of it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen it used one time against Kanisi. I think Yumu used it. I don't think the game actually. I don't think the game actually ended. I think Yumu might have rage quit. But it looked pretty solid. Looks like he's not going to be going for that though. Just dropping manors right away.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how this plays out.
So both players have 6 longbows and 6 musk in their deck, which you need that for the mirror, right? So yeah, looks like they do have decks prepared. I mean, like, I've heard that you need both of those shipments in the mirror, like, just in case it ends up like where both of the towers are right next to each other.
Or even if you get like double racks rushed or something like that. But I don't know if we're even going to see forward bases from either player this game.
Yeah.
Looks like they're both content to mana boom.
It looks pretty greedy from both players. It looks like the green player's like saving for 200 wood for racks immediately, but
yeah, just dropping the racks in base. I don't think MasterDutch is even planning on dropping a military building yet.
He's doing the full greedy build where you go where you age with 500 food, and that trains vills, and then just all the vills on wood to build houses.
And this is very good speed-esque, much like his brother. just full mana boom, 20 manners, and then drop 2 Raxes and spam longbows.
And Virginia Company, like Goodspeed is a big advocate for Virginia Company as well, right?
So yeah, I actually don't even expect him to make muskets this game. He's probably going to make longbows, which is definitely not something you would normally do in a Britmere. But I don't know. I don't know if Orgy's going to have enough pressure to really punish it.
Yeah, I don't think so with everything in his base.
5 muskets coming out. He looks like he is going to be rallying those at least towards the middle of the map to try and figure out what's going on.
Then again,
sort of the deceptive thing about Virginia Company too is because your manners are cheaper, your score actually goes down. So his score is actually deceptively lower than Orgy's score. So he might not even know that Virginia Company is a possibility right now.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that about the score going down with Virginia Company.
All right, both Raxes are now up for MASTERdutch. Nice big manor wall. Going to be really hard for these muskets to do anything.
Yeah. You can at least get on top of this hunt here.
So what do you do if you're Orgy in this situation and you see this big manor wall, and you potentially see the longbows coming out soon in a second, and you know that he sent Virginia Company, right? And there's no way that you're going to be able to push into that base, especially with longbows behind it. Do you just age?
Yeah, I think I would just age, but then, like, you have less eco, and then he can follow you, so I'm not sure.
Well, if you do manage to max manners, you are going to have 3 more vills, I guess.
Yeah, and that's the other thing.
You're just gonna be paying more for it.
Keep mana production up as well.
Yeah, so he hasn't dropped a second Rax. 600 wood coming in now. We'll see if he chooses to save for an age up or something.
So MASTERdutch is up 6 vills at the moment, or 5 vills.
So there's one problem with this style of Virginia Company play that I personally don't like a whole lot. You end up being up vills, but it's only sort of good in the short term if you don't manage to get out of your base. Because all of those vills are trapped inside his base right now. Like, you can see if we look on the map, like, Orgy is sending vills out to the middle of the map, like, to the sides of the map. Like, his vills are going to be much more spread out. So he's going to have a lot less idle time moving into the mid-game. Yeah, whereas MASTERdutch might just have, like, 20 idle vills all at once and have to, like, leave his base.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you want to leave your base against this sort of like Musk-Husk composition that Orgy is going for now.
MASTERdutch sent 6 longbows, so I think he misread how aggressive Orgy was going to be. Like, it just seems like a contain, but I guess he misread how much Orgy was committing.
He's getting some free kills on these muskets, though.
Yeah.
I almost feel like MASTERdutch has to age if he wants to leave his base safely. He does still have one hunt at the top of the map and one hunt in the back of his base, which might be more than enough.
He hasn't scouted it yet, though.
Age, so hopefully he'll think to check there soon. But
yeah, if you've played this map enough time, you know that there's always like one hunt and one mine in that corner. But maybe he doesn't know that. I'm not sure.
Alright, finally adding in some pikes, just to make sure that he doesn't get caught off guard by any sort of Husk transition.
Looks like MASTERdutch is looking to age, judging by his resource distribution.
Maybe a lot of bills going on coin now.
And he sent 4 vills, so now he's actually slightly ahead in economy. So,
Oh yeah, MASTERdutch doesn't even have 4 vills in his deck,
yeah.
and he's got the better villager spread,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
arguably the better unit composition. So we'll have to see if MASTERdutch can do anything about this map control.
The Dead Explorer is
I
gonna
don't
see the
think.
push.
I don't think. Sorry, go on.
I was just pointing out the Dead Explorer seeing the push. It's kind of...
Yeah, he very well could have spotted that. I don't know if Orgy can really do anything.
Yeah.
Under this town center. So maybe with the age up, MASTERdutch might still be able to make something happen, but it's looking like he might be at a disadvantage here.
Yeah, I think he's gonna find these 6 bills chopping though.
Yeah, that hurts. We'll be losing just 3. 3 get out.
Yeah, it's pretty nice for like a couple muskets.
Definitely gonna be happy about that.
He's sending musk HP first. I think it's supposed to be musk attack before musk HP, right?
Especially if you have hussars, I think musk attack is generally considered to be better, just because your muskets aren't going to be necessarily taking damage all the time, but they will be dealing damage more consistently than they're taking. So
yeah,
might be a small mistake, but it's not going to matter too much if they don't even fight before he gets the second one in. So
yeah.
Walls going up now, just to complete the seclusion.
Yeah.
And he did actually find that hunt up top, so he's going to be okay for another couple minutes probably on hunts. But after that, he's definitely going to have to be leaving his base.
Raid coming in here. He's raiding with all his hussars, and like he only has one path out, so the pikes can easily cut him off. I think this is really dangerous of green, but he is going to get a lot of vills, it looks like.
Yeah, he could potentially get enough vills that it doesn't even matter if he loses all those hussars. And musketeers coming in on the front now that the hussars are in the back. And oh, the pikes aren't going to be there to stop the hussars from getting onto the longbows. This is going to hurt.
Oh, this is really nice, actually. Yeah, and this is before the veteran upgrades are in too.
At the same time, though, there's probably 2 Falcons on the way. If he pops Minutemen soon, and maybe another batch of units, he could still hold this pretty easily, I think.
And
Minutemen coming out now.
He did get a lot of pikes in contact with the hussars, so he's going to hold this, I think.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to hold this.
5 more on the way, though.
More Huss coming in.
If it is 2 Falcons, he's going to need to like pop vills to protect it, or maybe with 10 more pikes from those Raxes.
Vills entering TC now. 10 longbows coming out. Made a gate, going to be making a run for that gate.
Yeah.
Might be enough to save those longbows, at least for a little while longer.
Veteran upgrade is 3/4 stun. I think now he's just going to walk
the
vills, which is smart.
I think this is going to be the game deciding raid, probably.
Yeah, he did a lot of damage before, and now he has double the eco.
Yeah, he'd even choose to age himself now if he wanted to, and be totally fine, probably. So many vills going down.
Yeah.
So kind of the only saving grace for MASTERdutch here is going to be the tech advantage. But for how long? Like, he's catching muskets. Nope, gonna opt not to fight that, actually. But like, he'll have maybe the 2 Falcon advantage, and he'll have to make something happen with
Yeah.
that. And if he doesn't manage to make something happen with that, he's going to be at a severe advantage or disadvantage with the eco and map control and everything.
He only has like a 2-minute window because OG has already started the age up.
And this all comes down to that early 6 longbow shipment, misreading what Orgy was doing, maybe because of those early muskets that he saw inside his base. Like if that had been crates instead, and he aged up a little bit earlier, this could have been a completely different game. Or even even if he just had maybe completed that wall on the top side of his base, the Hussars couldn't get in.
So this just blew my mind because MasterDutch sent 10 pikes, and I didn't even know that a 10 pike shipment existed for. Well, I know that Spain has it. I've played Piershiki, but I didn't know that Brits have it.
Yep, they have it. Unfortunately, I don't think they have the 12 pike shipment, but
yeah,
that's some hard commitment to the longbow pike, composition, and I respect the confidence in longbow pike.
yeah.
Not a lot of people play longbow pike anymore, but longbows can still be pretty good. So another stable coming up for Orgy now.
I guess he's waiting on the Falk shipment and the vet upgrade on his pikes, but still, like every second he waits, like it's actually double the eco for green. It's just gonna get worse.
Especially now that he's in Fortress himself.
Yeah.
Like those two Falcons need to do damage now or never. He's down almost 60 score.
He needs a perfect engagement here.
Sorry, down almost 90 score.
Yeah. And green is smartly just pulling back here. I would even wait for the Falcons and just sack those stables and wait for the Falcons to save it.
This choke point could be pretty good.
Yeah.
Not quite getting back into the ideal position for it, but
Pike's not getting.
Yeah, it looks like Hussars are going to be getting onto those Falconets.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is going to be a pretty easy cleanup, and that's going to be the game.
So now we have a 1-1 series, which is interesting.
This is the problem with going Virginia Company and then locking yourself in with longbows. Is you can't leave your base very easily, and if you don't age up early, you're not going to be able to really assert that tech advantage.
I think MasterDutch might have needed more line of sight near the coast. I don't think he saw those Hussars coming in because the manas are.
Well, no, I think he did see them. He was sending his pikes to defend them, but they were kind of following behind the Hussars.
Yeah.
Instead of just heading towards the Vills, and it cost him big time. But yeah, like you pointed out earlier, the 6 longbow shipment was definitely misreading how aggressive his opponent was going to be, and it cost him his age time.
Yeah.
And, if he'd aged like a minute or two sooner, he might have been able to hold that pretty easily with Valks and everything.
He knows it's gonna be Japan, so he locks Russia.
All right.
I actually think that with a good build, Japan can beat Russia.
It's definitely not unwinnable, but it's pretty. I think it's pretty difficult for Japan still.
I mean, I would even venture to say that it might be slightly Japan favored.
I don't know. On a map like High Plains, Russia could just grab the whole TP line, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. On a 5 TP map, maybe not.
But yeah, maybe there's some situations where Japan be favored. I struggle to see how they're gonna do well on this map.
Yeah.
I guess they'll have plenty of hunts to shrine. Um, some of the treasures are quite good for Japan here as well, and having two scouts to scout those out will be good. But yeah, we'll have to see.
I mean, they do have a build where they can pick up 2 TPs right off the bat. Like, they build a TP, and then they send 300 wood, and that builds another TP. But then the problem is they have to hold Russia after that.
Hmm. I'm kind of interested to see what I can't even remember his name. MASTERdutch chooses to go for in this
Yeah.
matchup because I've never actually seen him. I don't think I've ever seen him do a build other than the late double racks build.
Yeah, and I think that standard Japan is like the best way to lose. I think if you do anything except standard Japan, then you're okay. Like, there's the DYD build where you age with the Torii Gate and you get a really early racks and you can pump Yumi out of that. Or there's like your
Mhm.
build where you send 300 wood and then you can send 5
Early
Ashi
early
twice.
Japan consulate and send units, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if MASTERdutch is comfortable with any of those sorts of builds. And it's a gold start too, which is going to hurt Japan a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, and the potato computer has finally loaded in.
Yeah.
So he is going to go for the early consulate, which is going to slow down his H time a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
The only
well,
consulate means it's probably standard Japan, I guess. Not
yeah,
sure.
I don't think there's really much of a reason to build the consulate if you're not going to send Heavenly Kami. So I'd be really surprised if you sent anything other than Heavenly Kami this game.
I guess there's the standard Japan build, like variation, where I guess you age a bit later, but you send CM,
Hmm.
and you still have a shipment ready when you hit H2. So it could be that. Does he have CM? I'm not sure.
He does. He did have CM in his deck when he played Japan in Game One, so
Look
it's
all
definitely
this.
a possibility. $75 coin being picked up for Russia. 60 XP for Japan.
That's combined
Coins
with.
not going to be super useful yet. Go on. Sorry.
I mean, that's combined with the 100 coin that he started with, so he could like get hunting dogs and still have enough coin for a musk batch.
Hmm. It'll definitely be helpful earlier in the game, but not going to contribute to his age time at all. At the
Yeah.
same time, the XP might be nice for MASTERdutch if he wants to send that colonial militia. And ooh, did he? I don't know if he intended to put his orchard there. I think he might have thought he was on the other side of the map.
Yeah.
But that cherry orchard positioning is going to hurt a lot against Russia.
Yeah, I guess they should be behind the TC, but I guess the only like saving grace is that he can still garrison the vills fairly easily.
Hmm. And I guess he's still going to have one orchard behind his TC,
Yeah.
and I guess maybe this orchard will kind of contribute to the sort of building wall
Yeah.
out front. So maybe it's not going to be super bad in the early game, but if it goes on long enough that he has to use that orchard during a fight or something because he just doesn't have the back orchard anymore, it might be a little bit more of an issue.
He does have this explorer melee, but yeah, he's just gonna poof away.
Actually, I actually like this the second orchard positioning. It's not completely behind his TC,
Yeah.
but he's already got the consulate on the right side to shield that, and I think a lot of what Russia's going to be focused on is that front orchard
Yeah.
So he could potentially have to walk all the way around the left side of the TC if he wants to get onto that other orchard. So might be okay. It looks like he's going to be dropping the Wonder with 4 villagers, just
Yeah.
like he did in the first game.
It's covering
So
the
he,
orchard, but I think, Russia can siege this without being in TC range, I think, so it's a little dangerous.
yeah, it looks like it definitely will be outside of TC range.
Yeah.
2 forward villagers coming out for Russia.
Mm.
So part of the problem with building this Wonder with 4 bills is he's not going to have a whole lot of resources to drop shrines and then drop an early racks and walls if he wants walls. Does spot the forward bills, so he is going to be aware of the early shenanigans.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how you get enough stuff out when you're doing the super greedy build, and still sort of make use of Heavenly Kami effectively.
Yeah, it's gonna be an issue.
Market coming down for Orgy, so that might limit his early batches just a little bit, but I don't know if that's going to be enough.
He is sitting on 300 coin.
Yeah, it's not gathering any gold. I wonder if he's going to go for Strelets. It would make a lot of sense. Wall's finally going up for MASTERdutch. And dropping a market. He is going to go for the late double. He's committed.
Oh wow. I just don't think that's supposed to work against Russia, even with the walls.
It's going to be very hard. Did he send CM? Looks like he has not sent CM yet.
Yeah, because he was aging with 4 vills, and I don't think you do that if you want to send CM second.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to see 5 Cossacks popping up now. We'll see if he has an answer to this. He hasn't even gathered his gold crate. I don't know if he even has resources for Minutemen yet.
Yeah, the Raxes haven't even been, or have just now been placed.
But it looks like he is going to be actually able to gather from that forward orchard pretty much without being interrupted, just because of the way he's built his base. So that's nice.
Cossacks running back, because they're probably scared of irregulars. He doesn't know that MASTERdutch can't call them.
Does MASTERdutch even know that he has a gold crate there?
I'm not sure.
All right, looks like one villager is going to go gather it up now, so he will have resources for Mitoe shortly. You know, like, he's actually doing a pretty good job of dealing with the aggression so far.
Yeah.
Like, if he gets out, like, maybe 6 or 7 Yumi here, he might be totally fine. 3 Yumi so far. I don't know if he has any queued in the second racks at the moment.
He does not.
Either way, still constructing shrines. So he is going to lose a couple shrines on the bottom. Is Russia giving him too much time?
Yeah, Japan has just sent CM, so at the very least, the Russia has had enough presence to scare that.
One bill going down there. The other thing is he doesn't have a lot of trees he can safely gather either. If he has to continue gathering in the little pocket right there. But TC will be one-shotting these Strelets. That's nice.
Stable going down off of 700 wood for Orgy.
So we're not going to be seeing any stagecoach play, it looks like. Which, you know, is totally fine, I guess. He's putting on a lot of pressure. Ball is definitely in MASTERdutch's court. He needs to do something with it, or Orgy will score. Haha. hasn't really been using those Yumi at all though. Like when these Strelets walk in, he probably could be getting some free shots off, but
Yeah.
opting sort of just keep them hidden for now.
CM is one-shotting them, so there is that.
Hmm.
Okay, 13 Strelets are coming in. I wonder if he should could put the Strelets up here so that when he tries to kite back with Yumi, then there are and then he can kind of have a surround that way.
Mm-hmm. This pathing's like really awkward for him. So
yeah.
4 Cossacks coming in. So I guess his plan is just to idle Japan enough that there's not really much else he can do.
Going in and out is really hurting him because he's not killing anything and he's bleeding off Strelets to this CM.
At the same time, like how much does a Strelet cost? Like 37 food and
true.
like 10 wood, and like all this idle time. Every shot like is maybe not quite worth a full Strelet, but every shot the more time he's idle, that means the less shrines he's going to be building, the less bills he's going to be building. Okay, finishing that wall at the back finally is going to help. But you know, that being said, actually he already has a lot of shrines on the top side of the map. Almost the entire top side is completely shrined. So with the Bastieros coming out, this is actually looking pretty good for Japan.
Yeah.
And Orgy's not exactly sieging the most effective wall pillar.
Yeah, I think there might have been a window where he could have gone in with the Cossacks, but like now that this wall has been finished, I think it might be over. I mean, the window to go in.
We'll have to see. He still doesn't have any anti-cav. He does have a lot of chokes he can abuse with the Yumi.
Yeah.
Okay, wall's gonna go down. We're gonna see if he's gonna go in.
He's gonna gate.
And the gate. Regulars being called. And yeah, it doesn't look like this is gonna be super effective for Russia here. Yeah, so all in all, pretty solid hold for Japan. Switching to Japanese consulate now, so he's making the transition from full boom to starting to get some of those military upgrades and maybe diversifying his unit composition a little bit soon with some Ashi or Nagi maybe coming out. And once that happens, I don't know if there's much that Russia can do.
He is a decent amount of Cossack.
Mm-hmm. And he is adding trading posts now. So, you know, like MASTERdutch isn't out of the woods just yet. Russia still has a pretty strong military in colonial and late colonial with boyars and cav HP and everything. And if he manages to get stagecoach and clean up some of these shrines up top, which he looks like he's trying to do now with a few muskets, he could still have some good chances.
And Strolet Cossack is, from what I've heard, a very strong composition against Japan because Cossacks kind of shit on Nagis.
Mm-hmm. Cossacks are definitely really good once you get the cards in. And looks like Boyars is in now. Looks like he definitely is thinking about Stagecoach. Explorer sitting right next to that TP. But how long is it going to take to get the Stagecoach in and up and running and pay off before MASTERdutch does anything? What shrine pop is MASTERdutch at right now?
200.
200, so pretty much maxed.
Yeah.
Looks like some Ashy are heading out. He knows that pretty much all of Russia's military is on the other side of the map, so this isn't super risky. And if he manages to clean up a trading post for his trouble, or even just delay the killing of shrines, that's good for him either way.
Yeah. Cossacks are heading over, so he might catch them out.
Yeah, it looks like these are gonna get caught.
Yeah.
Kind of exactly what Russia needs.
But he has to like move to cut them off. Like he knows that the Ashy are gonna walk back to the left. Oh, he's
not gonna completely commit to that. Maybe he's just afraid because he just aged up that he might be overcommitting if he does that. Stable going up for MASTERdutch now. Orchards are starting to run out a little bit as well.
This is another weird thing. Like, MASTERdutch sent 5 Ashy twice, but it looks like Orgy's not committing to anything super aggressive. Like, he would be much better off sending a crate shipment or an upgrade card, I think.
I guess he was maybe just afraid of the big Cossack mass that was sieging his wall and was thinking, like, well, I better get some anti-cav now or I might be in trouble. But, yeah, maybe he's misreading the situation a little bit. 2 Falcons coming out now. Vet upgrade's going to be coming in shortly, I'd imagine. And this could be hard to hold.
Yeah. I mean,
Ashy on the right as well, not going to be contributing much to the fight. Looks like he's just going to go raid with those.
Russia has to overcommit, but it looks like he's not going to do that. He's just going to sit there and take shots on this Wonder, which I think is a good decision. Although, the Wonder isn't doing much with only 1 Bison on it, so I don't think losing that Wonder is going to be too much of a hit.
But how does he deal with this Ashy raid? Like, he's sending all of his Cossacks back now.
Yeah.
But MASTERdutch has a stable up, and if he sends all the Cossacks back, looks like he's thinking better of that. If he sends all the Cossacks back to deal with the Ashy, like, he doesn't have anything to defend his Strelets or Falconets. So
yeah,
he's going to be hurting a little bit with this idle time.
He's taking advantage of the immobility of Falcons, and
Wonder does go down.
And Russia still isn't overcommitting. I think it's looking really nice really good for Orgy right now.
At the same time, though, he has almost no food income. He's got these vills up here. There's 1 extra deer left, so he's got maybe like 500 or 600 food. Still losing vills.
Yeah, he's getting raided, so I guess it's gonna.
He's not out of the woods, but like, can MASTERdutch kill the army? That's all that it really comes down to. Like, he could kill a lot of vills, and if he doesn't manage to kill MASTERdutch's army, or sorry, Orgy's army before he loses his whole base, then what difference does it make?
Yeah, I guess it's gonna come down to like where MASTERdutch has a massive eco, but like the other player has an unkillable army, so it's gonna come down to like how much damage MASTERdutch can do while avoiding that army for as long as possible.
But I think he's gonna have to go pretty soon. He does still have CM available, so he could actually have a lot of units in a very short time if he wants. Setting up Nagi for the flank. He doesn't have a lot of Nagi, which makes dealing with those Falcons kind of tricky, but he also still has not sent orchards yet, and if he loses that town center, he's not going to have anywhere to send those orchards.
Yeah, okay.
This is do or die for him.
Yeah, he has to call the CM, I think, to have a chance, which he's
there we go. There's the regulars coming in
on the wrong side, and it doesn't look like he's syncing it up well with the rest of his army.
But he's just focusing down the Falcons. He actually might be able to get this down. TC is on 100 HP. It's probably going to go down. No, he's refocusing his cannons on the army.
So this is a bit of a messy fight.
I think Russia's got this fight though. Like his units are just so much stronger, and he's got so many of them, and the one Falc is still up.
Yep.
I think he's done it.
Yeah, I think so too.
The last of the Minutemen going down. Well, it's okay. Town center goes down. Rice Paddy is going up in the back for MASTERdutch. You know, if he hasn't one more batch of Nagis coming, maybe he could fight this army. But
yeah, these Musk are not vet yet.
Rebuilding that TC, knows he needs to get those cherry orchards in, and hold this fight somehow.
Yeah. It's cutting back right now. He does get another TC up.
One batch of 2 Nagi coming out.
Yeah.
How he can only kite back with these Yumi for so far though, or for so long, and so far. I don't know what I'm talking about.
He is still ahead of in eco despite all that, but obviously he can't gather on berries right now, so it might be a little bit fake at the moment.
And shrines are on gold, not on food. But the Yumis are getting a lot of value here.
Yeah.
Not enough Cossacks to really deal with them. He might actually be able to hold this.
Yeah, and
but
his TC
at what
is
cost?
CM
He just sent a daimyo instead of the orchards. He's definitely on the back foot.
Yeah.
There's no way he's ever going to be training Nagi without cherry orchards. Have archers coming out for orgy. I would almost like to see some Opries soon, just to clean up shrines.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, Orgy's playing this very, very carefully.
Yeah.
He knows that he has time.
I feel like instead of 5 cav archers, it could have been an upgrade card. I really like sending military upgrade cards if you're already ahead to get more ahead.
Definitely would be nice. Trading posts going down for MASTERdutch, actually. I guess he has so much wood because he doesn't have orchards.
So I think
it's kind of the only way to spend it. He's just going to right-click on the army with the bills, maybe?
It's probably so
600
laggy,
coin. It does look a little bit laggy.
To do anything, but I think the opportunity here is he can maybe pop like the 15 pike minutes on top of this.
Doesn't have any market though to trade for those resources. So any food he's going to be getting is going to be coming from those shrines.
All these bills dying put Orgy back in the economic lead. And the Falc is still alive.
Yeah, not gonna go down. More Cossacks coming in. And I think that might be the game.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's much more that MASTERdutch can do to hold this. More units coming in. Another 10 strelets, 5 muskets, 5 more muskets coming from the forward base.
Yeah, he's kited back to the edge of the map now.
One of those Raxes will be dropping soon. And yeah, it was a valiant effort. He did a really good job of building his base at the beginning and holding off the early aggression, which is usually where Japan struggles the most.
Yes, I call it now.
But yeah, just again misreading the situation a little bit, maybe with those Ashy shipments.
Yeah.
Just like last game where he sent 6 longbows, and yeah, Russia will pull it out. So Orgy getting some revenge for the last series they played together in a tournament. It's a
Yeah.
close series.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. You don't really have close series like this very often in group stages.